Hey, what's up everybody? Bdf coming at you in another video. Alright, so I figured I'd make a video right now. I got about 10 minutes to wait. The manager, I think, is having lunch over here, so no big deal. Feels good. Got a little bit of a headache. For me, it's just I walk so much and drive or ride so little that when I get in a car, I get motion sickness just like I did when I was a child. I hadn't had motion sickness since I was like probably 7 years old. I got it regularly. But after that, no point in time did I have motion sickness until I got into this area, started walking so much, and then when I get in people's cars, it's like my body is all, the equilibrium's off. It's been bad. I had a couple of headaches over the last couple of days too since making that mock draft. I just started feeling my sinuses. I don't know if I was coming down with something. I don't think so, but just having a little slight headaches. But air is the answer, so I'm definitely getting that right now. It feels pretty good. The morning's been good. I was a little behind schedule, so I was a little worried that I wasn't going to earn my what do you call it? My deposit, because I just got up out of bed a little too late for what all I like to do, exercise and stuff like that. I got all of it done, but it was one of those situations where I had to rush through the shower, rush through breakfast, but I made it all work, man. I got out of there about 12:07, and they leave you about 15 minutes. If you're past 12:15, you don't get it, and I've only let that happen one time. So yeah, I'm in good space. Like I said, I reserved this room back on Sunday, so I'm definitely in a good space right now. And all things considered, we expect there will be some rooms available to me tomorrow, because she didn't give me any concerns whatsoever about that. So all is well. My uncle said he's coming out here at the end of July for the final leg of his wife's trip. She's been out here for a couple of months now. She has family out here she's trying to take care of. But he's coming out here for the final leg of her trip, and they're going to try to find me an apartment. You know, that's what he said he wants to do. And so I really appreciate that. I don't really know where or how realistic it is that we're able to get something in that time frame, especially with my circumstances, without credit, without a job. It's like, I'm sure you can get it on his co-signing, but I don't know how that works in California. I'm not really sure if we'll be able to pull that off in like the 5-day span that he's intending for it to be possible. But you know, we put God first, and we make it happen. And so that would be really, really special for me to have my own place again. But you know, I just wonder if it's really possible without some of my stuff in order, just the same. So we'll see. We definitely want to put God first and make it happen. So yeah, man, I feel good. You know, that's kind of been the message over the last couple of days. It's just the Lord has been kind of telling me, like, look, don't lean into solutions as it pertains to figuring out problems. Lean into me, and we will address everything will fall into place. But the idea is to get closer to God. And we talk about relationship with God and all this and that, but specifically as it pertains to deadlines, tasks, multi-layered tasks that have a lot of steps, you can tend to have your mind thinking too much about those things, or things that you want to say take place that maybe don't look like they're going to take place. Don't lean into your thoughts about those things. Lean into me. The closeness to me will sort all things out. And so that's really what the message has been as I've been thinking and meditating. And you know, I had a lot of things that I've wanted to do, nothing big, but like just little steps, like I said, multi-layered things that have to be done at a certain time. And it's like, yo, you're thinking about those things, but as you go forward, understand that in order to accomplish all of those things in the way that you hope to accomplish them, the best way to accomplish them is leaning into me, God, leaning into God, so to speak. And from there, I will spark all of your best ideas. I will align the world around you so that it falls in line with what it is that we want to happen. And for any losses that you have to take, or anything that you ultimately don't get, you will be comforted and provided the strength to be without those things. But all of that comes with me. It doesn't come with you figuring those things out absent of the relationship. You got to lean into that relationship in order to have the things fall into place. So that's what has been kind of coming to me. It says something like that in my devotional a few days ago, and it kind of just has been a reoccurring thought that's been in my head, like, yo, lean into God, pray about everything. Your relationship with God has been invested in as much as it ever has, and now you can start seeing what the privilege of that relationship actually is. as it pertains to your everyday thoughts and everyday progressions and things you're trying to accomplish. So that's what I want to share with you guys. It's been kind of coming to my mind as of late, letting God just work things out, and more so not thinking about my anxiousness about taking care of those things or all of what has to be done, but more so lean into, Lord, can you structure those thoughts and structure those actions so that they fall in line and have the best favor in terms of time. The things that I don't control, He controls those things. And so that's really what it's all about. And then furthermore, like I said, just to reiterate, once you have to live without certain things, you will also lean into that instead of your disappointment, or that instead of your sadness, or whatever it would be, that comes from having to either take losses or perceive losses, which kind of carries into what we had talked about a couple of weeks ago, earlier in the week, when we were saying it looks like you may have lost, but you still have time on the clock. Those perceptions come from being closer to God rather than leaning into the secular idea things of mind of things that will tell you, yo, you've lost. You've taken a loss. Now it's time to be depressed. The Lord will tell you how much time you have left on the clock, or I'm going to find another way to get you what I've told you I want you to have. It just ain't coming the way that you think. But you're not going to think those thoughts unless you lean into that relationship with God. Lean into me, and I will tell you, hey, we ain't going to get it done this way, but I got a better way. We're still going to get what it is I promised you. We're just going to have to take a detour. And in doing so, what it is that I've promised you will be better equipped for you than maybe what's conventional would be if you were to get it that way. So, these are the type of things that just the Lord is telling me, like, trust me, not that you perceive things the right way and then things either are or not from there, but that I can mold those realities and comfort the perception that you have, and it'll all fall into place. And then another thing that kind of came to this morning in the devotional was like the presence of times and our anxieties about meeting deadlines and meeting timelines and doing things on time, trying to master time, and then our perception of what happens when we don't. All of that, it spoke to having to lean into God the same way for ways to manage your time, mastering time, and taking your time when it's time to rush, and getting things done correctly rather than trying to force things into place. So it's just a lot of different things that came my way that kind of spoke to the same thing, which is lean into God for that for which you are trying to accomplish. And as you do so, those accomplishments will sort themselves out. You'll get your best ideas that way, and you'll be able to cope best with what is perceived as a loss, which may not necessarily be a loss at all. So that's really what it is, man. I'm just trying to do things the way that I know I should, and in doing so, this is what's coming my way. It's like, this is exactly how you're supposed to handle whatever's ahead. So this has been a great era of my life. This has been a good season. This spring has been good for me. And I look forward to a very good summer of good content here for you guys, of continuing building strength physically for myself as I see myself losing weight, which is very good for me. It's very intentional. And, just looking forward to what the next chapter is, and hoping that I'm not missing the bus on something or rushing towards something that isn't for me or any of those type of things. Just trying to lean into God to sort all that out. So that's really what it's all about, man. I trust him, and I think that everybody who follows me, hopefully what this is showing you is the progression of that relationship in real time. As I document my life from day to day, you can see the changes that I've gone through. You can see me age as I have in this camera, and see how applying faith has worked out each and every day of my life on this thing. So you can go back and see how I was not believing in God, kind of hoping to psych myself into believing in God a little stronger. I always believed, but like as it pertains to really trusting him, it was a different type of mindset. You believe in God and then you proceed to live your life the way the world taught you, or you can lean into God and try to work him into your practices, just like you do everything that you do on a daily basis and hourly basis is what we really want to do as it pertains to that relationship, especially with so many different things that are coming at us at an hourly basis that's meant to bring us down or distract us or what have you. It's so necessary to continue to reiterate and reacclimate your purpose toward being a lover of self, a lover of God, a lover of others, and things of that nature because of that. You know what I mean? And that's really what it is. If we were living in a perfect world, maybe that wouldn't be as essential to having a positive mindset and keeping a positive, productive mindset, but that we have so many different things, especially in the West, coming at us to try to coerce us into a negative mindset, coerce us into a destructive mindset. It's incumbent upon us to reinforce in our own minds what it is that we should be doing against that for which is meant to destroy us and distract us and deter us and all these different durs. So yeah, man, that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to give you all this content and kill about 15 minutes of time or so, give them an opportunity to come back to the desk and just get some fresh air here and enjoy not rushing, because I've been rushing for the last hour and a half pretty much at everything I was doing. And very thankful that God worked out the time of it all. Very thankful I was able to eat a good breakfast, even though it was kind of rushed through. I got enough, and now I'm looking forward to settling into the room, and then from there, seeing where the day takes me. Also, I'm getting me a burrito, just like I did last time I was here, if I can afford to do that. I think my uncle said he took care of that, putting the money in there. So I am definitely ordering myself a salmon burrito, or if they have a shrimp burrito or something like that, maybe I'll get a different one. But there was a fish mart that had an amazing burrito, and I don't eat like that anymore. So it's one of those things where I'll do this once every 3 weeks if that's how this goes. But and I don't know how many more cycles I have of this. If my uncle and I are successful at getting me a place, this might be one of the last cycles of this 2-year span that I've been in, and it's been a real blessing to be humbled this way, to have to force myself into this cycle to the point where I've gotten used to it and comfortable with it. It's been amazing to see that I had that type of ability and strength. And then, you know, what comes next is an unknown, but I feel so much more aligned with God. And I think what I'm gathering is I think the Lord is pleased with what He's been able to do with me in this 2-year span. When I look at who I was when I got into this situation versus who I feel I am walking on the street right now, I've come a very long way in a short amount of time. 2 years time, I've matured a lot, and that was necessary because I had not matured very much in a longer period of time. So I think this has gotten me to a space where like I said, my relationship with God is growing. I'm in a very comfortable space with that. My resilience has grown. My confidence, I think, is getting stronger. And we're working on some things continuously that we began when we got on this side of town. So it's a lot of confidence that I take with me, and so much more trust and certainty that I have that God is on my best side and wants what's best for me. And when this thing is all over with, I'm pretty sure He'll take me somewhere good when it's over. That's what I tell myself. You know, I don't know that I've earned my way into heaven, but if I stay close to God, if I'm not going to heaven, He'll certainly make sure wherever I'm going next, I'll be able to deal with whatever it is. You know what I mean? And that's really what we can do for ourselves. A lot of us think we're damned to hell, and some of us may be. But if you establish that relationship with God, that's between you and Him. Whatever happens to you, it's between you and Him. And if you make peace with Him, what can anybody say? You know what I mean? What can anybody do? And that's really what I'm telling all of you. So it's not too late if you have time left on your life. It's not too late to establish that relationship. And just like any other practice, it gets stronger the more you pour into it. So that's really what I got to say, man. Of course, I plan on making more content. I don't know if I'm going to walk around out here or not. It feels great. After I get checked into the room, I may. But as for right now, that's pretty much what I got. Bdf 44. I thank you all for watching. Bye.